Now, the members of the National Assembly Tuesday sharply differed over proposals for the establishment of the Office of Chief Administrative Secretary and the office and functions of the Head of Public Service. Legislators allied to the opposition maintained that the move was unconstitutional and that the duties of the CAS don't exist in the Constitution and may require a referendum for Kenyans to decide. However, their counterparts from the ruling party argued that the two offices are important and that the Constitution does not limit the power of the President in establishing public service offices. The proposals are contained in the National Government Administration Laws Amendment Bill 2023.
Service, Honorable Speaker, outside the Constitution, there is nothing in these functions as proposed in the bill that are not being performed by the Secretary of the Cabinet, which is a constitutional office established under Article 154 of the Constitution. We are being invited in broad daylight to establish an office through an act of parliament to lord over a constitutional office under Article 154 of the Constitution, Honorable Speaker. That to me is outrightly unconstitutional.
The Office of the Head of Public Service, as initially construed within the law as also the Office of the Chief of the Secretary to the Cabinet, we are trying to draw a line and say we can have within the Executive Office of the President a Head of Public Service who can do the work that can be done without necessarily having to have the Chief, the Secretary to the Cabinet do the same jobs. We have seen inefficiencies. We want to cure the inefficiencies. But the Honorable Wandai is inviting you to look at a constitutional issue that is non-existent.
The executive office consists of the President, the Deputy President, and the Cabinet Secretary. And then the accounting officer becomes the permanent or principal secretary. The question all of us are begging to ask, where does the Chief Administrative Secretary fall in the architecture of the executive? That's the question we are asking. He is neither listed under Article 260 of the Constitution as a state officer.
If you go to Article 132(4)(a) of the Constitution on the function of the President, except as otherwise provided for in this Constitution, may establish an office in the public service in accordance with the recommendations of the Public Service Commission. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, just the plain reading of that particular provision of our Constitution, that except as otherwise provided for within the Constitution, the President may establish an office in the public service.